Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijer and I am a Dragon Witch. In this case, I want to talk about humans because their behavior, the further I go on the Dragon's Path, the lesser I understand humans. And even though I never fully understood what humans want and what they are, and of course, I wanted to mimic them, I wanted to be like them in order to have a better life. But as a child, I always failed that. I actually never was like them. I never was. And when my awakening occurred in 2005, I became much more different, even much more different. Of course, I became a master to hide everything that I was, but in the beginning I could not. And the further I go, I've been on the Dragon's Path for so many years that I came lesser and lesser understand humans. I mean, I used to understand a bit from them, but now I don't. And one of these things, when I have to explain something about my dragon, how he looks like, how he came before me. He came before me with large horns that goes like this, very, very, very high, very, very large. It was impressive. It was actually overwhelming me how big it was. It was yeah, God came before me with large horns. That is why I sometimes don't understand why the devil has large horns. Horns are beautiful. Horns are amazing. And whenever I see a cow and I see horns on it, it's like the most beautiful thing about the animal. Whenever I see a bull, it's the same thing. Whenever I see a deer, it's also very impressive how a deer can have such an amazing horns. My brothers and sisters, humans are actually mimicking that. Mimicking the dragon, mimicking all of these animals with the horns, simply because they have given horns. They are king and queens of nature. And that is what I've seen, for example, in the crowning of the King Charles, for example, in England. He had such a crown on it. It's like all made. It's all made, and people are bowing down before he has a crown. He has horns. But it's false horns. It's not real. It's not. But it seems like he has horns. He's been given horns. He's been given a crown. A crown resembles the horns. So now you have to bow down. Why should you? Why? And that is such a strange behavior that will not never understand from humans. And the further I go, the less I understand that people bow down before another people, other humans. I will never do that. Of course, there, and also the human God, that they love so much, because whenever I saw images from the Christian God or the Islamic, or sometimes Islamic God, because that is prohibited. Whenever I see images, it's always a human. Bow down before that human with that beard, because he made us all, and he will let us go to hell if you do not bow for them. And I used to do that out of fear, but that I was fearing him. But why should it? Why should it? I don't have to fear. I don't have to bow down. But when my dragon came in 2005, I fell on my knees because I was so impressed with the horns and with everything that the dragon has. The dragon has horns. The dragon has, you can say, the dragon has a crown. The dragon has a cape. The dragon has an armor. The dragon has everything. Swords. The dragon has on the claws. That everything that the dragon is mere perfection. Everything about them is mere perfection. My dragon he's here with the largest crown that any human will fear or even bow down for out of fear even, because he is actually the one that has authority over should have authority, because he has been given a crown. And that is why sometimes I don't understand that people go inside of this forest, for example, and try to shoot a deer. Because of that, they want to have this trophy. They see it like if they kill it, then that is a trophy. Then let it hang on the wall, leave his head on the wall. Humans have no idea of what they are, of what they have to do with it. Because in Spain they love bullfighting because it has such a high crown, I can say. They have to defeat the crown because it doesn't have a human face. Only when a human face has the crown, that is something that you should respect, because that is authority. Wrong. That is so wrong. And I learned this from my dragon. I learned this very much for my own spirit, how I was reacting to it. I was reacting to his crown that he had, an amazing, great crown, and I was immediately falling down because I did not have that crown. But then my dragon showed me, after a while, that I also have this crown. Also have this. We are on equal level. We are on equal level together, and we have this crown. We have this crown together, because you don't have it physically, but you have it inside of your spirit. And that is why I see you as an equal, and not as humans are. And that is why you see this odd behavior of humans wanting this crown, wanting these horns. And that is also the reason why they let you fear these real horns. Because the devil has horns. You have to stay away from the devil. Then also a goat, for example, a goat, the most famous picture of the devil is a goat. You have to go fear the goat, because it's actually the devil. But these animals, these creatures, they have been given a crown. Their spirit is much more pure. And that is why I don't understand of humans, that they always want to pick those who are gentle and sweet and nice, like a cow, like a chicken, like whatever. They always pick on them simply because of this. Whenever I met my dragon, I met a king, my king, and whenever I bowed down before him, he was not like that. Is also what people love to do. They love to kill the dragon and destroy the dragon simply because of that crown, because of their authority, because they are great, because they can mean something, and they have authority also over humans. They could have authority over humans, and that is what humans cannot stand. That they have authority, that the dragon could decide whatever they are doing with us, with humans, because they have the crown. They have been given this by nature. That is why they want to kill the dragon. It's to kill the bull in Spain, kill them, and kill for example, the hunters want to kill the king of the forest here, simply because of that crown. They want to get rid of that crown because it doesn't have a human face. Only human faces are allowed to have crowns. That is why King Charles, everyone has to bow down. Here in Belgium we also have a king. Everyone has to bow down before him. Well, there is only one that I will bow down for, and that is my king by my side, here at this moment, here with me. I will always bow down, but that is a king that says you don't have to bow down. We are on equal level, but that is my decision, because in the physical way I do not have a crown like him. And that is how I see dragons, my brothers and sisters. I see them as king and queens of this world, king and queens of everything, that we as humans, all humans, should actually listen to that. They are the great example of how everyone and everything should live. They are the guides, they are the gods, they are, that is, I also wrote a story back in the day that the dragons should be and could be an example for every living thing here on earth. They are wise, they are ancient, they are filled with knowledge, they are everything perfect in nature. They are the four elements, they are the power of the four elements, and they have everything that there should be. And that is why I don't understand why humans are so, they want to bow before a false god. They want to bow before a false king and queen. They want to bow down before their own image. Well, that is actually what I cannot stand anymore from humans. Such an odd behavior that they have, always bowing down before false kings, because they say only human can be king. Well, actually no, because in 2005 I met my true king. I met my true king, and later on I met my true God, and they don't have a human face. The dragon has swords. The dragon has a cape. The dragon has a crown. The dragon has everything that is perfect. Everything. And humans don't want to see that. Whenever I see a cow, I don't see just a useless animal. I just don't see it. There is something about them that has been given also a crown. A cow that is a queen. A bull that is a king. I mean, here the deer is actually last week I've seen a deer with such a horns. The only thing that I did at that moment, even though the deer was running away, I was kneeling down before that deer. I was really humble and my heart and my hand at my heart really at all of the respect that I have, because he was being given a crown. He is the king of the forest, and I have to respect him. I really respect it. Actually, in this world, I only respect you, my brothers and sisters, but I do not respect humans in general for what they are. The only thing that they are is actually, they are always afraid of the devil because he has horns. Well, I can only see one devil, and that is humanity. That is humans, because they destroy the earth. They, even though they've seen the signs of what happens if you destroy nature that much, and they still don't want to quit it. That is simply evil, bad. That is, and we are actually living amongst them, and we have to bow down before them. Never. I will never bow down before a human face. Never. Or it should be you, my brothers and sisters, because you are living with the dragon inside and around you. You are dragon yourself, and that is where I bow down for. I bow down before you because of your dragon energy. Because the dragon is the one that is being given the horns, being given the crown of nature. And that is how I see the dragon. And my dragon by my side is my king. And that is why I sometimes still kneel before him. Even though he always says, don't kneel before me. Don't kneel, we are on equal level. But I cannot help it. I cannot help it. I truly see what they truly are. And that is how humans don't want to see it. They kill the dragon and then put on their crown to show the false crown. But whenever I saw the crown for the first time from my dragon, all the 4 horns that he had, I was so impressed. It was like I've seen God himself. And that is being, in England they always say, God save the king. Well, actually, in this case, the dragon god saved the dragon. Because there is nothing more than that. That I just want to bow down before them simply because I want to be underneath them. But and that is what I find so strange about humans. Why should they? Why should they ever kneel down before a human? Why? I don't understand that. I mean, they also have to go to the toilet. They also have to go to eat or whatever. They are just the same. Every human is the same. Everything. And this is why I know that the dragon is actually a descendant, a child from nature itself, the child from the elements, and that is why they've been given everything that they could have, everything about nature. And that is what making the dragon so perfect. That is what makes you so perfect, my brothers and sisters, because inside of you lives a crown.